All right, now it's time to basically put it all together. All the lessons we've done up to this point, we're now going to use and say, all right, we have these two quadratic equations. We're going to solve it using the quadratic formula. And once again, the quadratic formula is opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So let's go ahead and let's get started. We're going to find both the simplified answer, okay, and then you can also use your calculator to get decimal approximations. And I'll show you how to enter that in your calculator, but I'm not going to do that part in this video. So first thing you want to do is solving by quadratic formula is make sure you have it equal to 0. As you see in example 1, it is equal to 0. Example 2, it is not equal to 0. I mean, an equal sign in here. So we'll have to do this. So this one is. So next step is we need to identify our A, B, and C. So step 2, what is A? What is B? And what is C? Now that I've done that, I want to go ahead and I want to put these values into this equation. Now what I recommend doing is first write this out and put parentheses wherever the B, A's, and C's are. This is what I mean by that. It'll save you mistakes later, especially when you're dealing with negative numbers. So now I want to put in my B value here. My B value goes there, A goes there, C goes there, and A goes there. So I want to put these values in. So my B value in this case is negative 10. A lot of people will just put negative 10 instead of opposite negative 10. That's why it's good to do this first step. I need to make sure when I'm using squares, I put negative 10 in parentheses as well. Otherwise, it's another mistake people make. They'll just have negative 100 when this would be negative 10, it would be a positive 100. All right, then A is 1 and C is 14. All over 2 times 1. Okay. All right, so now I've found my A, B, and C. Set equals 0, found my A, B, and C, wrote this out, put them in. By the way, you can put it into yours. I just want to show 2 separate steps. Now it's basically back to my last lessons. I'm going to simplify this here. The opposite of negative 10 will be 10. I do this part all in my calculator at once, and that'll end up being 100. 4 times 1 times 16 will be 56. If I subtract those, I'll get 44. All over 2. Simplify, square root of 44. 2 times 22, 2 times 11. So I can pull 2 out of there. So I'm going to end up with 10 plus or minus 2 root 11 over 2. And then I simplify this. So I can split up into 2 different things. This will be 10 over 2 plus 2 squared 11 over 2. And then this will be 10 over 2 minus 2 squared 11 over 2. So this will end up being 5. These will cancel out square root 11. And then this will be 5 minus these cancel out. So this would be my simplified form of the answer. If they ask you for a decimal approximation, what you can do is you can just simply do 5 plus and then do square root symbol 11 on your calculator. If you hit second entry and bring it back up, do the same thing with the minus. Okay, and then round your answer to the correct decimal. All right, last part we're going to do, because once again, you can sort of see we've done all this. The only new part is entering it into our formula. So this needs to be solved for 0, which was one of our lessons. So as I move this over, I'm going to add x squared, subtract 16x, add a 25. So add x squared, sorry, 16x. And I'm going to add my 25 to both sides and add x squared. All right. So what I end up getting here is this will be 4x squared. This will be negative 4, and I'm adding a negative 16 both sides, so negative 20x. And then I've got my plus 25 equals 0. So A is 4, B is negative 20, and C is 25. So as I do this, I do the opposite of negative 20 plus or minus the square root of negative 20 squared minus 4 times A times C all over 2 times A. Steps, I want to clean this up. That'll be positive 20. I take and do all this in my calculator at once, and I will get 0. 2 times 4 is 8. So we talked earlier, for the discriminant at 0, I'm only going to get one solution. How this is worked, the square root of 0 is simply 0. So whether I take and I do 20 plus 0 over 8 or 20 minus 0 over 8, it's the same thing. That's why I only get one solution. So my solution here will simply be 20 over 8. I can simplify this, multiply top and bottom by 4, so it's 5/2 would be my answer. Or, as a decimal, 2.5. All right, so once again, just only new part right here, this we've been doing all along in our previous lessons. Go ahead and get on with your homework.